Welcome everybody to a guide for the standard Frostfile trial fight that was just introduced this morning as part of the Frostfile Jamboree, the Giftacular season events. And this is a very important fight. I'm going to show you easily the easiest solution. Without a doubt, this is the simplest way to beat it. And guys, throughout the video, I'm going to give you a ton of specific individual tips I've figured out that will help you beat this in as clean a way as possible. And if you want to get every single chest, these are tips you're going to need to make sure you get all 77 chests. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor and subscribe now. We are about 250 subscribers. That is it. 250 subscribers away from hitting 50,000. If we could get to 50,000 before the end of the year, before 2026, that would be fantastic. And it is very important you fully complete all of your Frost Keystones, that you get all your chests, because these chests, as of now, when the event is launching, maybe this will change, these chests are the only way you can get the currency you need to craft your perfect piece of gear. Another event that is part of the Frostfile Jamboree is this over here, Azor's Mastery Smithy. And to participate in this event, which is the most important part of the Frostfile Jamboree, in my opinion, and make sure you get the best possible piece of gear from Azor, you need as many of these as possible. This is a currency that you will use specifically in this game mode, Azor's Master Smithy. And these Luminite are the fuel that makes the engine go. So important. This is how you're going to get your perfect piece of gear. If you want to know how to design the perfect piece of gear, I will have a second video coming out soon after this one, teaching you all of that, explaining everything. To be honest, that's the more important video, so go watch it. Once it's out, I'll link it in the description and the top pinned comment of this video. But you cannot engage with that and start designing your perfect piece of gear and following my advice until you know how to beat the Frost trial.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
So this fight is a lot simpler than you might think. To engage in this fight, you need keystones, and as of now, we know of two kinds of keystones, and they are only obtainable at this moment from the Frostfall sign-in. I hope they add other means to get these keystones, but even if it's just this, we should be okay. So if we go back out to the Frostfall Jamboree screen, you can see we have this daily sign-in. The sign-in is going to run for 15 days. We have 14 and a half days left, but it's just 10 days of signing in. So as long as you sign in 10 days over the next 15 days, 2/3 of the time, you are good to go. There are two kinds of keystones. There are the standard Frost Keystones, and then in 5 days, we're getting our first advanced Frost Keystone. I'm assuming this will be a slightly different fight, the way different keystones give different fights in Malric. We'll see when that comes in 4 days, but right now this video is going to be a guide for how to defeat all the standard purple Frost Keystones. In total, you can get 8 from the sign-ins. It's already day 1, so you can already get your first one. Let's go ahead and let's get this done. So let me claim my first one. Let's go ahead and get this done. I also want to quickly mention the other rewards here are very nice. In total, we have 10 rare summoning crystals to claim, 200 diamonds, 1 ancient summoning crystal, and 1 divine legendary summoning crystal. These are a lot of great extra rewards that come as part of this larger event. But okay, let's get into the fight now. It's been enough preamble. I've got 1 trial keystone now, so we simply insert it just like you would do in Malric. And very important, let's go over what we see on the right here. Every single time you complete this, you are guaranteed 1 rare summoning crystal. So we know there are 8 normal instances at a minimum of the Frost Keystone, the purple instances, the one we're doing right now. So that's a minimum of an additional 8 rare summoning crystals. Then very importantly, we are guaranteed 3 drops of these purple chests. You can see the range is 3 to 3. So it's going to be 3. And each one of these purple chests will yield 25 Luminite. So every time from these, you're guaranteed a minimum of 75 Luminite. I say minimum because you're also guaranteed 73 of these blue rare chests. You can see the range here is from 73 to 73, so you're gonna get 73. And here for the first time, we have multiple reward options. Each one of these chests has a chance to drop 3 Luminite, 10 Legendary Skill Dust, 10 Mithril, and 3,000 gold. Now, you could get really lucky or unlucky. In my opinion, getting lucky is getting as much Luminite as possible. Because there are 73 drops, on average, you're going to be looking at something like 18 Luminite per run, right? If we divide it by 4, 72 divided by 4 is going to be 18. So maybe just over 18 is the expected value. So expect a range of 15 to 20. If you get less than 15, I think you were unlucky. If you get over 20, I would say you were lucky. That is what you need to know about the rewards. Now for the most important part of this video, what are we up against? Well, there are 3 kinds of chargers coming at us. And these chargers are mobs that rush at us in Christmas garb, Christmas attire, and some of them we have to block. They will instantly kill us, but we will be revived very soon and we can redeploy. And some of them, this guy in particular, we have to let go through. So if we look at their description here, there is a blocking penalty if you block the surprise courier. So you will know it's the surprise courier because he has this little flame on his back. Once we enter the battle, this will be very easy to see. But if you choose to block this guy, you will have effed up because you will be hit with a huge redeployment penalty. Instead of your redeploy time being very fast, just a couple seconds, it is going to be 1,000 seconds. So you're gonna have to wait over 16 minutes for your unit to come back around. That is obviously untenable. That will destroy your fight. If you block too many of these, you will run out of units to block with because they'll all be on hundreds of seconds cooldown for the redeployment. Do not block this guy. The other guys are fine, and the other guys are the ones that give chests. Blocking the Avalanche Crusher and blocking the Frost Charger both will earn you chests. No chests will come from the surprise courier, so you can just ignore him. There are less than 10, so you can let all of them run through. You're allowed to have 10 units go through and hit your portals. You're going to be fine. So focus on blocking these guys. If you're focused on that and you ignore the fire guys, you will succeed 100% success. Absolutely. So if we look at these guys, we've got the Avalanche Crusher. You can tell it's him because he's got this green and red Christmas hat. You only need to block him once. Your unit will die, but it will have dramatically decreased redeployment time. That's part of this stage as long as you're not blocking this fool over here. So you'll be ready to go again. Block him once, he will drop a chest. You're good to go. Then we've got the big bad guy, the Frost Charger. You need to block him twice, so pay more attention with him. You can tell it's him by his black and green top hat. Block him twice, then you get a chest and you're good to go. You can see every wave basically is the same until the very end. The 4th and final wave, you've got this guy, the simple Avalanche Crusher, only needs to be blocked once, and then the fire guy, the surprise courier, ignore him. Please ignore him. Now you know everything. So who do you bring into this battle? Stats do not matter at all. All that you need are warm bodies. You need some melee units to drop down and block stuff. It's that simple. So those melee units obviously will consist of fighters, tanks, and tacticians. You do not need tacticians at all though, so let's just turn that off. And we can even sort by lowest level first because level does not matter. We literally just need meat sacks. Warm bodies that are either fighters, tanks, or tacticians, any kind of melee unit that we can drop down and have them block and die and be good to go. So let's go in here and let's just select any of them. I'm just going to click through. You can't have dupes of the same hero. Just clicking, 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 and there we go. We're going to take these 10. It really, really, really does not matter. This is going to be good enough. We are ready to head into battle. So as we load in, we want to start paying attention to the hats. And as you'll see, starting off, we should get someone right here. This is going to be the, what do they call him? The Avalanche Charger. He has the green and red hat, so we know we only need to block him once. I can put any unit down. Here's another Avalanche Charger. We can block there. I do believe where they run out of is kind of random, actually. So just pay attention and make sure you don't put your units down too hastily. Make sure you're in the right row. This guy's going to be 3 from the bottom. Drop here. Another one here. This is 2nd from the bottom. And now this is our first opportunity to see a lot of things. We've got the boy on fire here. That is going to be the surprise courier. Let him through. We have 10 failures until we fail the round, so we can let 9 of these guys through, actually. Let him run through. If you block him, the redeployment time is going to be 999 seconds, and you are cooked, and you won't have this on the bottom where you have more units ready to go. The reason I like bringing all 10 melee units is if you do make a mistake and you do block this guy, you've got flexibility, right? You can also see we're getting our first frost charger. So the avalanche charger's up there with the green and red hat. Then we've got the top hat guy, the frost charger. You got to pay attention with him because we need to block him twice. Let's get that place. Get that place. Now I'm going to focus back on top hat guy because we need to block him again. Boom. Here's another avalanche charger. And it might seem like it's going fast, but once you get dialed in, you will be good to go. This guy's third from the top. I like to always double check. Here is another surprise courier. Let him run through. Here's an avalanche, 1 block. You can see they're all dropping chests. Here's another avalanche. Heading towards the end of wave 1 now. Here's a surprise courier. Let him run through. He's actually not even, I only am just noticing this now. He's not even counting towards our 10. So we're good to go with that too. I don't know how I didn't notice that before. Someone's probably already yelled at me in the comments. Here is an avalanche crusher, just 1 block. Avalanche crusher, 1 block. Avalanche crusher, 1 block. You kind of get how this goes, right, guys? And you can see when someone dies, it's only 10 seconds till you can redeploy them. It's a perk of or a feature, a quirk of this stage. Redeployment costs are very low unless you block one of those flaming guys. I'm actually going to block a flaming guy right now just so you can see it. So I'm going to grab Glenn over here. Then look when he dies. Look what happens to the redeployment time. So if you do mess that up, look at that. Glenn was at 1,000 seconds, 999 seconds. So don't do that. I'm only going to do it once as an example. There's another avalanche. Here's another avalanche. Getting towards the end of number 2 now, wave 2. And now we got to focus. It's going to get tricky. Here's a top hat guy. Especially if you're on mobile or something. Got to really pay attention. If you notice it really early, you can stack 2 guys on top of each other right away as well. Here's another avalanche and then fire. Another avalanche. Now that's the end of wave 2. We're halfway done. Here's a fire boy. This one's actually very tricky. So you could just place 2 if you want. We brought enough melee, but I am going to let him run through, going super slow-mo by holding. Now right behind, we've got to do that. Remember, you get 10 attempts. You get 10 tries on each one of these keystones. So if you have trouble figuring it out at the beginning, don't worry too much. You get 10 tries to get this perfect. But you do want to get it perfect so you get all of your chests, right? So 73, then 3, then 1. So right now we're kind of locked in. I'm just keeping my eyes open for the fire and the top hats, obviously. Here comes a top hat guy. So I'll show you what a double stack looks like, especially if you're on PC. This is really easy. This is hard though, because there's another guy right behind him. So here we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, very hard. Oh my God, someone got through. All right, guys, I was focusing too much on talking to you. I'm going to restart. I'll put it on like 6 or 8x speed till we get to this point. Then we'll catch back up together. But actually, this is a good moment because I can show you. We'll quit, and you will see I still have plenty of attempts left. I should have 8 attempts left because I did 1 attempt before we started filming this portion just so I could try it out. But make sure if you're going to restart, do not click claim because then you'll have used the keystone and you can't use it again. Click give up and leave, and then you'll see remaining keystone energy 8 out of 10. So I still have 8 more attempts. So I have 8 more times I can go ahead and fail. All right, let's throw this on 6 or 8x speed, and we'll pick it up where we left off. All right, guys, we're on wave 3 now. One trick I want to give you guys is I like to click on as soon as I see them. I should have mentioned that on that first run. That was part of the reason I probably messed up. But as soon as you see one and you know where you want to go, you can click on. That puts your run into super slow mode because you're going to drop a hero. And that's going to make everything easier. So here, I see this guy. I already placed him. Now I see this guy. I'm already going to place him. I'm waiting. Oop, there's going to be a top hat guy. They're stacking now, so it's getting harder. Already placed a guy here. Let's get ready for the top hat guy. Does go really fast, so. Oh, sure to stay focused. I'm going to use my little escape trick here. There we go. Saved it. And when you reach this part in the battle, it might be hard to get every single chest, so don't lose your mind. Remember, the run won't fail and end unless you let 10 guys through. The problem with letting guys that aren't the fire guys through is you're gonna lose potential chests. You can see there I actually made a mistake and I blocked a fire guy. So this guy's on a crazy cooldown now. But we're staying focused, we're good to go. There's a fire guy behind, I can ignore him. Wave 3 is definitely the hardest. Gotta deal with all 3 different guys. Let the fire guy through. Should have all the chests so far. All right, that's the end of wave 3. Now wave 4, focus in. This one is just the avalanche crushers and the fire guys. This is gonna be too hard, so I'm actually gonna sacrifice someone and go sacrifice the first guy to the fire guy, and then we'll go Glenn behind. Ooh, that was an unintentional sacrifice there, I think. No, it wasn't. That we're good. That was the other one from before. Okay, double avalanche, so we can stack them here. Make sure to pay attention to the rows the whole time. Double avalanche on the bottom. We're almost done now, guys. If you do play on PC, you can press escape to quickly pause the game. For me, that helps a ton in so much content in Watch of Realms, so that's a tip for like everything. The fire guy right behind, we can ignore that, but we got to block the first guy. 2 avalanche. Another avalanche here. Another avalanche on top. Now here again, we have the fire guy and an avalanche right behind. I'm just going to sacrifice another unit. We're getting towards the end of the battle, so we don't mind. That's why we brought so many melees. I do not suggest doing this earlier, especially on wave 3. That's so hard. There's third from the top. Here's top. Just a few seconds left. Third from the top. Fire guy goes through. Definitely requires some focus. I would probably suggest getting your keystone every day and doing 1 a day, because if you do a bunch of these at once, your brain might turn into mush. Avalanche, avalanche. This should be the end here. I'm expecting a congratulations. And there you go, guys. So in many ways, it's easier than you think. In a couple ways, it's harder, but this is the easiest solution. This is how you should focus. Looks like somehow we let 2 go through, I'm thinking, because we were supposed to get 73 of these, so that's too bad, but it's realistic, especially when you're talking to the camera. So if I wanted this to be absolutely perfect, I would do it again right now and make sure I got all 73, or I could just claim. I think for a lot of you, you can go ahead and just claim. However, I do want this to be perfect. I still have 7 more attempts. So what I'm gonna do is throw this on like 20x speed, do it again, and then we'll claim and see what it looks like when we get all 73, then the 3, then the 1. All right, wish me luck. 20x speed. All right, guys, we're getting towards the end of wave 4 now. I thought we could finish together and then claim together. I'm 100% sure no one has gotten through. I also have 2 more quick tips I've been thinking of as I've done this next attempt. So one is gonna be, this might not be the case for you, but for me, it's easier to identify the hat than it is to identify the fire on the guy's back. For some reason, my brain is seeing red hat before I'm seeing the fire. So what I've started doing is focusing just the hat color. The avalanche crusher, the 1 block guys, those are gonna be green and red. The fire guys are red. And then there's the top hat guys, the black top hat. Another thing I'd suggest is when you have a period of downtime, like right now, you can see, well, I had a period of downtime, but I had a moment to think and move my mouse, or if you're on mobile, move your finger. I make sure that my cursor, or if you're on mobile, your finger, is over a unit that I can grab. And be aware that if a unit dies that's a higher cost, it could push your whole order and mess everything up, right? So that's something definitely to think about, right? You might be hovering here, but then this guy dies and it pushes everyone up like what just happened. As final little tip is when you can, try to take advantage of the super slow-mo. So like if you want to fit in someone right after the fire guy like I just did there, you really should. You can see right now I have no one on 999. I've been avoiding that like the plague. It's going to make your life easier if you don't have people basically out of the fight. You want as many units available as possible. I guess my final tip is ideally don't do this while filming because there's a lot actually to focus on here. On my first attempt that I canceled out of because I was about to win and I wanted to save this for the video, I thought it was easy. But once I started filming and talking to you guys, it was too much juggling, too many mental gymnastics. I know for sure no one got through, and there you go. We've got our full thing, 73 blue chests, 3 epic chests, that's 75 of the Luminite, and finally we got our 1 rare summoning crystal. So let's go ahead and finally claim that. That will consume the keystone, as you saw. And let's see, how many Luminite did we get in total from all of this? We got the 75. Let me scroll. Looks like it's pretty evenly distributed. I am going to add it up quickly now. We'll put it on like 3x speed, and you'll hear me with like a little mouse voice. But we got 3, 6, 9, 12. So pretty good. 294 Luminite. There you go. They added up for us. 294 Luminite, 230 Mithril, 220 Legendary Skill Dust. Kind of useless for an older account, but for new accounts, that's actually very good. The Mithril's not bad either. And then the rare summon is going to be good for everyone. You can throw it on your pile. So there you have it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you appreciate this, please give it a big like, subscribe to the channel. I've been Fastidious, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.